I'm Vo.Tino and welcome to our nail art lesson. So today I'm gonna show you how to do this design right here, and everything that I use is available at www.tinovo.shop. Now let's get ready for the lesson. So for the lesson today, I am gonna show you two different designs. The first design will be the thumb or the pinky. And I will show you how I draw the leaf pattern like this and how I shade it, how I make it embossed. Now the second finger that I will show you will be the ring finger. It's a butterfly, and there's two different techniques in there. The first technique will be chrome isolation, where I draw these chrome lines in here. And then I take this pattern and I add it in. Now, these fingers are very similar with this, using the same technique. And the middle finger might seem different than the rest. But what I did is I take this pattern and I draw it onto here. But the only thing different about it is that it has chrome isolation, which is a technique that this design have. So I'm going to show you two. First off, I'm going to take out a nail. And the first layer that I am going to put on will be pixie gel. Now, if you wonder what is pixie gels, let me show you. It's an amazing glitter gel like this one. Okay. But what's special about it is that you don't need any top coat. So let's say if you have a matte surface like this and you take pixie gel and draw it on, then when you cure it, you're done. You don't have to trace the line back with top coat. Because back in the day, I used to do that. I draw using something like this, and I draw on a matte surface. To keep the surface matte, I have to trace top coat on the glitter line, and it's very time consuming. So that's why I make pixie gel. I have it in 15 different colors of pixie gel, and it's my customer favorite. They absolutely love pixie gel. You can use multiple brush for this. You can use an oval brush or a flat brush, whichever you like, as long as it's nice and flat. You don't want to use something like this. You don't want to use something that are round or something that are like skinny. It will be a disaster. So make sure you choose something nice and flat. So first off, I am going to take out brush conditioning cleanser and my carnivore dabbing dish. Put it right here. And the brush that I will use will be oval brush right here. And I already used brush conditioning cleanser to clean my oval brush, and it's make my brush stay nicely in shape. But before I paint, I always want to dip it in just to thaw out all the bristle in the brush. And then take a paper towel, tap it, pull it out. You're ready to draw now. Let me take this out, lay my brush on here, and I'm taking this out. Now I would need like a palette. I rarely dip it in like this and apply it on the nail. I rarely do that. See that? It's not flat. It's just a no-no for me. I always put it out and smudge it in. I always smudge it in to make sure that the gel is absorbed into the brush. So when you paint, it's more pleasant for you. You don't run out of gel. And I am going to apply all over these nails. Look at it, full cover. You ever work with glitter that is, all the glitter speck is falling apart when you paint? This one is full cover, meaning it doesn't separate like the typical glitter that you experience. See, it's completely solid, but it's very smooth to paint with. So this is a win-win. Solid glitter, but smooth gel. And this is very important. I really hate to put it like right on the table. It would be sticking on the table. I didn't realize how important this nail brush holder until I don't have it. I went to beauty show once and I don't have this tool right here. That when I realized how important it is. Now I'm gonna cure this nail for 60 seconds. So let's clean this brush. Normally I would just dip it in here, but you see this glitters. And you don't want it to be contaminated into the dish because then when you use other colors, it can get very messy with glitters. So I make sure I wipe it off on a paper towel really nicely. I only dip this in, just like that. And then I take it out and I clean it. See, I don't pour into the container. It will contaminate your container. Glitter are pretty, but when you work with other gel color, you don't want glitter to be in it. They're completely clean. Now, put this away. It is time to paint. So I'm taking out my all-time favorite gel to paint with. It's one stroke liner. Now, have art gel, then you might have a question of what is the difference between these two gel, and they kind of contrast each other. You see, one is very smooth and sort of heavy. Sometimes when beginner draw, if they accidentally draw a little too thick, it might not cure properly, and this is where this gel come in because you can apply a little thicker and that'd be fine. And it's very smooth, so it doesn't matter how you paint it, all the way smooth. And after it's dry, it can apply chrome. This gel are different. This gel are for professional. You have to paint it thin. But the thing is, it's very opaque. So when it's dry, these gels stick to pigment. So one stick to chrome, one stick to pigment. So one have a heavy consistency and one have a thin consistency. And if you use acrylic paint back in the old day, you might recognize the consistency of this gel. It's kind of like acrylic paint. Use a mixer to scoop it out, put onto a palette. I never take a brush and just dip it in and draw. Okay, put this back. Take this away. I'm gonna use art gel today, but the reason I take it out and show you because it's very important for you to know your element. Now, twirl it in. You want all the hair to come all off like this. It's fanning out like this. That's a good sign. That means that the brush is tall out. So now you're gonna do that on this gel. You're gonna lay it against the surface like this, and you wanna twirl from left to right like this. See my finger? You wanna see all the hair fanning out. So the gel, it can absorb into the brush. So when you draw, it will be very pleasant. If you're not a good drawer, this probably will be the first step that you need to be aware of. Saturate the brush entirely with gels. Now when it's all packed with gel, you pour it out so it gets thinner. Okay. And when people draw, and I go teach a lot, so I notice that they just take a dry brush and they just dip it in and stroke it out. They forget the saturation right here, where you twirl your finger from left to right. That probably will be people's biggest mistake, will be their first mistake when they draw. This gel is already clear, so now I am just gonna start drawing the leaf pattern. And first, I need to find my center. I decided it's going to be right here. Start from this side, painting one curve. Okay. Start from this side another curve. So now you might notice a thing that I do is that I go over it twice. I will explain in a second why I do that. Let's do this one. One curve. Another curve. Okay. So why do I do it twice? When you draw in a lines, okay, there is two factors. One is direction. Direction meaning, am I going to go down? Am I going to go across? Am I going to curve? That is the first factor, is the direction. Second is consistency or volume. Is it going to be thin or is it going to be thick? Either way, it needs to be even. You don't want this. You don't want thick and then thin and then thick again. This is not a very attractive pattern. It either needs to be all thick or all thin. So when I draw, one of my favorite things is to whip out the direction first because it involves a thought process. See, it involves planning. So if I plan to curve, then I go ahead and curve. But at that point, my line doesn't necessarily even like this. It's more like that. Where it's thick and thin, it doesn't really matter. But I just want to whip out the direction. Then I go back, and now what I focus on is not direction, but pressure. Pressure meaning if I choose to press it thick, then my pressure needs to be the same all the way through. That's called pressure. And pressure are very important. Not just direction, but for pressure, a brush, if you push, of course, it's going to be thick. If you push less, just using the tip of your brush with less pressure and you run, it's going to be thin, right? So the trick is to keep your pressure. Are you going to press? It's going to stay that way all the way through. Or if you're going to press a lot, then it needs to stay that way all the way through. Consistent is a key. So that's why I do it twice. Because of that reason. Now, I'm going to finish the whole nails and I will explain for you the difference between thickness on this pattern. Go ahead and fill it all out. And sometimes I do it 3 times. Just like this. And yes, I can take care of direction and pressure at the same time in one stroke. But you see, that's just going to make me more stressed because it's not easy to do. It's difficult to do. So when you draw, there's no need to add stress to yourself. So that's why I like to do it twice. But you see, if I can just navigate my point right here, I can go in, press, and while I'm pressing, I'm navigate my direction at the same time. But for a beginner to do this, that's stressful. And I don't want to make you stressful. I want you to have fun drawing. So I choose the easiest way to do it. And that is speaking from a professional standpoint of drawing. But you don't have to make it consistent. You can just have a line like this where it's thick and thin and thick and thin. Many people do it. About 99% of people out there do that. And the 1% is the one that draw perfectly like this, where the line, the thickness remain the same all the way through. But that will elevate your skill. So I'm teaching you that doesn't mean that you have to do this. But it's very important that you know how to do it. You know the requirements and you have a choice. You can either choose to do it to reach to perfection or not. But it's very important that you know about it. And if you see here, when I draw for my customer, I do this a lot. the hand like this, sometimes I tell them to flip it. I do that very often because I don't need to flip the hand. I can just reach my hand over here and do this and that. But that just make me more awkward. So I choose the easiest route. Because it's not a competition. It's not me here trying to show up to you. It's me being here dissecting my technique. So a beginner like yourself can achieve the impossible. So now, let's continue to fill in the line inside the leaf right here, all the details. But you see, these lines are thin, very thin. So why am I doing that? Why am I starting out thick in the frame and then putting really thin detail in the leaf? It's because when you work with line work, if it's all thick or all thin, and especially with a nail like this, where that pattern everywhere, it's gonna confuse the viewer. When they look at it, they might know that it's leaf, but it's just unattractive to them. The eye would not drawn into lines that are confusing. So that's why I do the frame thick and the detail thin. So when the eyes looking at the design, they can immediately distinguish the contrast. And contrasts are very important in line work. Contrasts are very desirable, highly desirable. So now my pressure are going to be very light, okay? And remember this finger, I anchor this finger in, so all my pressure can be onto this finger. Therefore, when I touch the nail, I can touch it lightly and I can just go. Versus if you don't do this, then guess what? Now you're floating in the air. You might going down, you might going up, who knows? And you don't want that. That's why it's important for you to have a finger that you can transfer all that pressure into. So now your pressure are under control. Therefore, you can draw really light if you want to. It's not about having a shaky hand. It's really not about your hand. It's more about your focus. And tricks, of course. I'm here to show you all the tricks you need for you to accomplish the design. See how thin it is? And I could finish one leaf by drawing the little arrow pattern on it. But one thing at a time, especially for beginner, to do one thing at a time, it will clear your mind. It's not gonna confuse you. I like to do one step at a time. Some line right here too. Going out. Okay. Now we can go back. From here to here. Just like that. Now, my brush also make a difference. This is a 10mm brush. It's a liner, but you should know that not all 10mm are the same. Some 10mm brush are very thick out there. So I'm very proud of the construction of this brush. It helps people design. 10mm, I would say, is my most used brush. I use it a lot. Now, when it comes to 20mm, it's longer. I use it for straight line. And because it's so long, it's not sensitive to pressure. So if you want to draw a thin line and you're not ready to use a 10mm, 20mm is for you. But it's almost impossible to do thick line with a 20mm. It's built for thin line. Long, thin line, and straight line is amazing for straight line. But this 10mm brush are multitask. It do everything. And then I also have the 7mm, which do details. When I do detail, I use that. But the shorter the brush is, the more sensitive to pressure. And as you can see here, I am talking while I'm drawing. So if anybody tell you to hold your breath, don't. You're gonna pass out if you hold your breath. Keep your breath light. Breathe light. And of course, talking while you're drawing is not recommended. I only do it because I'm teaching. But sometimes people don't know how to breathe, and they do chest breathing. Instead of belly breathing, they breathe to their chest. And that's when things can go wrong, because your shoulder move, your chest move. That could mess you up. So that's why it's important to not chit-chatting while you're designing, unless you do it for many, many years like me. Then you can chit-chat while you're designing if you keep your breath under control. And when I say under control, I'm not meaning pop in a fresh mint. I'm meaning keep it nice and light. So it's nothing moving. Your chest doesn't move, your shoulder doesn't move. And be very decisive when you draw a line. What does that mean by being decisive? Because when people draw, this is what they do. They have no idea where they're gonna go, the direction, but they still just touch the surface and then they go. And when they go in like this, that's when they decide, should I turn left? Should I turn right? When? Is it now? Now is the time to turn right? Is it now? And with that much thought in your head, your pattern not gonna be smooth. So what you do is you hover on top of the surface and you plan it first. It's gonna be like, in your mind, you are going over here. Okay, you're curving. So when you're ready, you go. And when you go, you don't think. You already planned it. So when you go, you go. Be decisive, just like this. No doubt, no hesitation. The moment that there is hesitation, stop. Stop immediately. Lift up your brush and then regroup. And when you're ready, you can go back. Just like this. Okay. Now, finish these. And of course, one stroke liner, the reason why I chose it, because you see art gel is for line like these. The outer line where it's nice and thick. Or color blocking. But one stroke liner, the reason why I use it, because it is so opaque. And when I say opaque, I'm meaning that it's pigmented. It's have a lot of pigment in there. That when you draw even a hairline, as you can see here, you can see all the detail. Because for a gel that's not pigmented, when you draw a hairline, you might see it, you might not. It might be semi-transparent. So that's why I love one stroke liner for this. I do use art gel and one stroke liner, depend on the timing. Okay. Now you're gonna cure this for 60 seconds. So, this is my favorite part right here. It's when I start shading. Look at this green, it's beautiful. I am choosing stained glass gel, and this is number 10. The color is amazing. So what is stained glass gel? Stained glass gel is like jelly gel that you used back in the old day. It's see-through all the way. But the difference is stained glass gel are pigmented, meaning it's deep, like polish. But the technology in it allow it to be completely see-through like glass. See, back in the day, I used to mix polish with top coat, but there is no way that I get it 100% see-through. There's still a little bit of blurriness or a little bit of opacity in it. But you see this gel, completely see-through. I will take out the coloring brush Clean this. Now, what I'm going to do, and the reason why I use coloring brush, because the way it's built, it can soak up a lot of gels. Back in the day, I had to use like a liner brush to do this. And since the day I have the coloring brush, I don't go back. When you're working with liquidy gel like this, because this is like a polish, it's very thin and liquidy. You don't want to use a brush that's built for line work. See, this need a gel that are thickish because it's built for line and detail. It's pinpoint. Where this is have a voluminous body that can soak up liquidy gel. So I am gonna do one lip first, just for you. Put it right here. And you're gonna use an ombre brush to blend it out. This is my ombre brush. I'm gonna dip this into the cleanser and then press this out. You want your brush to fan out like this. This is a very unique ombre brush too, by the way. And if you haven't known how to blend or you haven't watched the lesson yet, then you can check out the ombre lesson that I have on the How to Use Product playlist. I have a playlist that's called How to Use Product, and I teach people how to blend, including ombre. But I'm going to recap for you. You only start right at the edge, right here, and you blend it out like this. Okay. And you can stop, clean your brush on a palette, and go back, start right at the edge, and blend it out into perfection. So that's how you does it. Okay. But when I work on my customer, I use a strategy called one step at a time, meaning I'm painting here, painting right here. I try not to get all dark spot all at once in the same place like this. If this dark spot starting here, then these leaf, I'm starting right here on the dark spot. That way there's contrast. That is just a matter of choice and taste, so you don't have to do that. But I recommend you to do that. And then underneath here, I will start out over here. And I will start out right underneath here. And right at the tips. See, everything all at once. So like this. Now, I can start blending it out. Ombre brush. Stained glass gel is amazing to blend, by the way. I love to use stained glass gel to blend. And don't remember, don't just keep blending without wiping it off. Because blending is ombre. So if your brush is full of gel, you're not going to blend well. Remember, always wipe it off. Just like this. Down here, see how pretty it is already? And this is just a process, blending. First, before you blend and you just whip out all the color, your customer gonna look at you like you're crazy. But after you blend like this when they return their face to you. Just like this, blend it out. And underneath here too, blend it out. And for any other spacing right here, I'm just gonna fill it in. Colors. And I still have this to do. So I'm gonna put underneath. So not in the middle, so it doesn't blend with this spot right here. See, I'm starting out underneath. Then I gonna blend upward. Like this. Just like that. See, contrast. So people can see, oh, and we forgot this lip up here. Again, start up here. See, a person would typically start down here. But as I say, you just want contrast. It's way prettier with contrast. So people get to see all the leaf. Okay, now you can just cure. I'm going to mess with it a little bit more. I'm a perfectionist. All right, now cure 60 seconds. While we're curing, I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe up wet gel onto the paper towel. It's not cleaning, but it's help it from being droopy with gels. So we are done with stained glass gels. Amazing. I love this emboss. And of course, all my customers love it too. Now you can be done with that nails, but I even it a little extra. I will mat it and then use clear texture gel to add embossed pattern on this. But you see, you don't have to do that. What people know about my design is called layer design. Layer design means you can stop at any point. It's pretty when I put the pixie gel on. It's pretty when I use the one-stroke liner to draw leaf pattern. It's pretty when I blend it like this. And now it can be prettier when I mat it and put embossed pattern on it. And everything costs money. When you design for your client, if you stop right here, it's going to be a little less expensive than if you add on another embossed layer. So you can charge per layers. I use Matted because it's awesome. Matted is a velvet top coat. And what is a velvet top coat? A velvet top coat is a top coat that's able to turn matte very quickly. This gel is built to adhere pigment too. But the level of matte in it is incredible. A lot of people love it. A lot of people refuse to use any other matte but matted. Completely cell level, all nice and smooth. Let's put it into the machine for about, and I'm gonna use a flash cure just to show you how quick it is to matte. I'm gonna put it in for just a few seconds, and when I take it out, look at that. So fast. But now let's go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. The line is small. Cut all these tiny little lines. I'm choosing a 7mm details. Let's go ahead and retire all these brushes. Dip it in. Clean. Dip it in. Clean. Dip it in. Clean. This conditioning cleanser will make sure that your brush stay in shape. It's quite an amazing little thing. And it removes gel just as fast as acetone does. But you see, it's an oil base. It's an oil base, so it's conditioning your brush while you're cleansing it. And this oil formula is completely safe with gel. It doesn't separate with gel. It can blend into gels. So that is one thing that people love the most, especially people that deal with art brush a lot. Let's go ahead and put this back. I know I take time to cleanse it and all that, and I know it's very hard for some people when they're designing. It's very hard for them to keep their table clean. You know why? It's hard for them to keep their table clean because when they do design, they have no direction. No direction meaning they just go for it, but they don't have the knowledge or the formula, the steps. So when you do have all of that, you might find yourself be very calm and in control, and you might find your station very clean. Just like cooking. You see a person that know their dishes, know how to cook a certain dishes, they are nice and neat. They clean while they're cooking. Versus a person like, if you teach your daughter how to cook, the first time she cooks, the whole kitchen gonna be a hot mess. Just because she doesn't memorize all the steps to the dishes. And that's why she's not gonna take time to clean the kitchen while she's doing it. There's gonna be dishes everywhere. Same thing with nail. So the material that I'm gonna use This is clear texture gels. And by now, a lot of you are familiar with this because when people are doing this line, when they look at it, it's clear, it's bulky, they will immediately choose a builder gel. And that will be the biggest mistake that they will ever make, is to choose a builder gel. Because all these lines are going to blend right away if you choose a builder gel. And I'm sure if you do that, you already know about it. But I want you to see how this works. Because when I draw on this, I'm not going to stop in between and here. That's just going to waste a lot of my time. I'm going to draw all the way through just to show you how amazing this gel is. And of course, I put it out on a palette. I don't ever just open the bottle and dip it in and leave it open because these gels are sensitive to light. If your light are strong enough, you might be just killing the bottle and you don't want that. So I'm closing the lid and let me show you how I scoop up the gels. So my brush, of course, I saturate it by rolling it. See my finger right here? Left, right. Just roll it in so it's saturated with gel. Pull it out so it's slim. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip just right at the tips. So when I draw, I can run out of gel really fast. So I don't dip the entire brush with gel and it's going to be thick and bulky from tip to root. And when I draw, I'm not going to run out of gel, so I have to like maneuver. You don't want that. You just want a little bit right at the tips. Let's take this out. And oh, I need to also explain for you this. So if you whip it out and it's stringy like this, okay, don't panic, don't go crazy. You just whip it out and then you just start rolling it. Side, and you can twist it just like this, like when you're picking up honey, like that. So it will disconnect the string, the stringy part of the nails. Okay, now one line, two lines. At this point, you can stop counting. Just like this. Move on to here. This is going to make it so attractive, you guys. Going to make it 3Ds. A simple strategy, but a lot of people are impressed with this design just because they cannot do this, because they don't know what gel to use. Builder gel cannot accomplish this. See, as much as a style like this of mainstream right now is blowing up all over social media, still very difficult for most people to accomplish something like this just because they don't know the material to use. So something like this is still pretty much impossible for some people. But it's not the skill, it's not that they're not a good artist. It's the material and product that they use. And you'd be surprised of how many people blaming themselves when they try so many times and they just give up. They just blame themselves. They say, oh, I'm not a good artist. This is not meant for me. But remember, sometimes it's just a product that you use. It's not your fault. It's just no one tell you what to use. Oh, it's pretty already. Look at that. Remember, charge more money. And even if your client could not afford it, you still need to do a sample of this and put it on a table. Just because they couldn't afford it, that doesn't mean that they're not going to look at it. You see, not everybody can afford a Louis Vuitton bags, but everybody want one. And one day when they save up enough money, they are going to go and buy that Louis Vuitton bag. I mean, the nails. They're going to go and buy the nails from you if they stay at it long enough. So you don't need to sell it to your client. You just need to show them what you're capable of. A lot of people also, sometimes they say, oh, my client is not very adventurous. They're not going to do something like this. But remember, if you don't show a Louis Vuitton bag, they're not going to know you have it. Always show people what you have, what you're capable of. Everybody appreciate beauty. Everybody want this. 15 years ago, when I first started, people don't really do nail art. So that is also my same line of thinking 15 years ago. But I love art, so I do it anyway. But boy, when they see it on the table, you will be surprised at how many people want this. Like this. You see here? Do you see all these lines? Let me zoom in so you can see it. See all this line? Let me stay there for a while. Just like that. So you can indulge in these embossed lines that are refused to blend. And for people that using builder gel to do something like this, oh, you know what's going to happen. But as you can see here, it doesn't blend back together. So now you can tell the difference between material because clear texture gel and the typical builder gel, they look very similar. No one will know the difference until I show you. Its ability is quite amazing. And clear texture gel can apply chrome because it's no wipe. So chrome will stick straight onto it if you into all the 3D art and all the chrome art. And beside the fact that chrome stick onto it, guess what? You don't need top coat. It will be very, very sad to doing something like this and at the end you have to top coat it. Oh gosh, no. Who will have time for that? So that's why I make it that way. It's one of my proudest products. I have a lot of products I'm proud of, but this one, people love this. And I created this when 3D like seashell or pattern like this, before it's even a thing, I created this. And I didn't think that it would go that well. I was just needing something like this for my art, for certain technique. But boy, when they start to sold out, that is when I start getting excited. And then about 2 years later, here come all the 3D trend. So I make it just in time. I create it just in time for people. Just like that. And my story on product is I start out experimenting with nail art. And then like the builder gel, like back in the day when I used builder gel to do this, I had all kind of struggle. So when I experimenting with nail art like that, I come up with a list of things that I need, that I have to have. And with the help of our chemists, we make it happen. So when I open my shop, I'm not just a businessman trying to make product, you know what I mean? I'm an artist. I know exactly what I need. Thing that I'm struggling with. I need product to help it, to bypass my struggle. So that is one of the reasons why people love my product so much, because people have struggle. Artists have all kind of struggle, and when they use a product, they feel powerful. They feel like they can conquer the world. Sorry if I chit-chatting too much, because when I'm doing this, I just need to find a way to kill times, you know. And I don't have any client right now to chit-chat with me, so... So that's why I'm telling you a little story about my product. And to prove to you that you don't need to be focused. With the right product, you don't need to be focused. You can work and chit-chat with your client. You're going to have a lot of fun. Nail art not supposed to be stressful. Nail art supposed to be fun. Just like this. Oh, it's done. So now I'm going to cure this. Isn't that beautiful? 60 seconds on my product cure for 60 seconds. And then we will move on to the next nail. First, let's paint the foundation. One of my favorite nude. So top gel meaning top coat. Because it's no wipe. And the reason why I make my nude no wipe. Because when people want nude, they want it to be natural. So the first thing first is the color cannot be too opaque and pasty. It needs to be semi-transparent, but not too semi-transparent that is watery. See, it still cover well, but it just look more natural. Cure this for 60 seconds. And then the reason why top gel, the reason why it's no wipe, because you don't want to apply this and then apply top coat on. That's too many coat. Most people will be happy with just one coat on their nail and then be done with. Let's make it lighter on the nail, more attractive. So top gel, now we are going to chrome, right? So we need something to isolate chrome. And I'm going to introduce you to another one of my favorite products, Teflon Matte. Teflon Matte is non-sticky to chrome powders. And when I tell them about Teflon Matte, a lot of people, when they listen too fast, they only hear matte. You have no idea how many emails I have of people asking me, Tino, you tell me to use matte to isolate chrome, and I did. I used my matte to isolate chrome, but chrome will still stick onto my matte. And I tell them that's when I notice the problem here, because I did not tell you to apply matte. I tell you to apply Teflon Matte, because Teflon Matte are one special gels. It makes sure that whatever you put on here, when you rub on chrome, it's not going to stick onto the background. Cure this for 60 seconds. Now, you need a gel that sticks to chrome so you can design and rub chrome on. And chrome will stick onto that gel and not the background with Teflon Matte. Because Teflon Matte is already isolate chrome. So I have many things that stick on chrome. I will show you a few. I have shadow. Shadow stick onto chrome very well. It makes it shiny with chrome. Shadow is a polish. I use it to paint the whole nail or paint the tips. And Middle Effect Gel is a gel paint. Okay, this is my first product. And then Middle Effect Gel is very opaque. So when you draw, you have to be nice and light. You cannot be thick because then it's not going to cure correctly. But then I have Art Gel, which is more forgiving. I developed this right after Middle Effect Gel. And it's a little less expensive. And you can rub chrome right on. So after I make this, I discontinued this. But my customer want it back because they love the opacity, the consistency of it. So right now I keep both. So when it comes to chrome, know that both of these can apply chrome. And then I have this, guys. Texture gel is a gel that allows you to paint thicker. I call it emboss design. So I have many gel that can stick to chrome. And today I want to choose texture gel because I want my line to be a little more voluminous. So I'm going to take that out. That's going to be a whole another lesson just about texture gel. But today, the lesson is about this design right here. See, product lesson will be in the playlist called. So the brush that I am going to choose will be emboss brush. I'm going to take it out. And why not a liner brush? Because I use a liner brush whenever I need to have a thin tail like this. Start out thick and I go in really thin. That's when I use a liner brush. But the emboss brush are built for thick line that are consistent all the way through. There is no thin tails. See, from here to here, it's the same. And that's why I use emboss brush. You see the difference? So it's more voluminous. It's built to work with like thick gel or builder gels. It's also great for painting. Let me show you. Emboss brush. Now, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to close texture gel. Put it right here. We're done with this, so put that away. Okay. Now, let's draw. So we're going to draw a butterfly. But just worry about the direction, remember. Then you're going to go in to build the thickness. Okay. A little more if you like. And when I do this, I just really hover on top of the design. See, I started out painting the line. It don't need to be thick or anything. I just need to paint it, just like that. Okay, maybe I'm doing it down here too. And then I go in and see it's already have gel. It's already wet. I hover, lightly touch the line and just fill it with gel on top. Just really lightly touch it and fill it. So now it's voluminous. If you press it, it's not going to be voluminous. It's going to be thin and crazy looking. Where if you hover on it, it's going to just add more gel onto the line that already been there. So now let's go ahead and cure this. Then I'm going to take out my gold chrome, my solid gold chrome. You can tell how much I've been using it. I love gold chrome. Rub it in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and chrome this whenever this is done. And see, it's only stick onto the design, not the background. I'll go ahead and take out a brush and dust this. Dust away all excess dust. And I always like to go back with a clean shadow applicator and wipe over the surface so it removes any excess dust. Okay? Now, pay very well attention to the next step. I'm going to paint in this pattern. Okay? And I need an emboss brush for this. And pixie gels. I already showed you a while ago. I'll take this. So why am I choosing an emboss brush this time instead of something flat? Because now I have to weasel in here. I have to paint this in. Okay, I have to paint this in and trying to not touch in the chrome lines. I have to do that. And I will complain the whole way through. When I'm painting this, I will complain the whole way through. So now I have to try to dodge the chrome so the pixie gel, it doesn't cover the chrome. Okay. I have to do that. And then paint it on. And then cure this. Now I have to paint this black little line And I already stressed out about it already. I'm going to take out black one-stroke liners. And still, the chrome is there, so I have to be careful not to touch the chrome. Let's take this nail out. And then, now I have to add this tiny little detail inside, and I have to be careful. You see, this is hard work. And one of Tino's mission is not to let you do hard work. I want everything to be easy for you. So, I'm going to complain all the way through. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you the right way. Because this right here, a lot of people make this mistake. A lot. See, I have to paint these on here. Oh, now I have to do the shading. Oh, have mercy on me. I have to do the shading now. Let's put this back. And let's take our stained glass gels. Now it's get even more stressful. Now I have to do the shading. Now let's go ahead and put these in. Put this in. Oh, try not to touch the gold line. Oh, it's already a little blendy on the gold line. You see how difficult it is? This is what happened when people trying to replicate my art. Some people will be like, oh, Tino, thank you, this is so easy. And some people will be like, Tino, this is so difficult. It depends on how much you watch. Now let's mix a little bit of this into the wing. I'm gonna complain the whole way through, just like this. And then I have to ombre it, because the whole time when I'm doing this, I have to watch out for these chrome line. I don't want color to be on my chrome line. See? And then I'm gonna cure this after you fill this in. And I don't even want to finish this. This is so discouraging. It's so difficult. See, what's what people would say if they doesn't watch the next part. So, do you know what I should have done? For this design right here, what I wish I should have done is instead of drawing this chrome line first, and then try to squeeze all this into the chrome line, I should have done the opposite way. I should have painted it already. See? And then doing the chrome right after. So I don't end up with a hot mess like this. Even though this is pretty, you see me struggle with this. All the way through I complain about this. But fortunately for you, this is a mistake that I did long time ago. I learned my lesson. So now I'm passing this to you. You see, it depends on how obsessed you are with Tino, because most people, when they learn about this design first, and they be like, oh, I got this. The next step is just some chrome, and then you should put in the same things. And then they stop watching, they will miss this. And they will most likely end up with the same problem. It's the order of the art. You see, the order matters, because this finger, I did the chrome first and I put in the colors. Now these fingers, I already know this is gonna happen. So I draw in the butterfly out, I blend it, everything is nice, everything is stress-free. Now I apply Teflon mat on top, just like this. And then I do the chrome line, you see? With that simple switching the order of your design, it will make you more comfortable. And when I say that it's easy, I mean it. When I say, you guys, this is so easy to do, some people doesn't believe me. Some people say, oh, Tino, it's only easy for you. But I promise you, it is easy as long as you know the way to go. You see, when I'm doing the chrome first, oh, it's gonna be difficult. I promise you it's going to be difficult. But when you know the way, you're going to obsess with nail art. You're going to be totally obsessed with it. Just because now you can feel how easy it is to design as long as you know the order of the art, the order of the step. Which step to do first? Just like this. See that? Now I design with ease. And you guys, I make a lot of mistakes in the past. That's why now I'm designing the way I do, because I learned from all my mistakes. And now the nails life is wonderful. It's wonderful when you know the way. Cure this for 60 seconds. Let's close this. And let's take out our solid chrome. I'm going to leave this nail right here. Just a reminder of where your direction could have been if you don't study enough. I'm going to rub this in. You will be surprised of how obsessed you can be with nail art when you know the way. Because when people doesn't know the way, it's very easy for them to be discouraged by it. Everything's going to be difficult for them. But when you know the way, you're going to love doing nail art. Just because now the technicality of it is no longer in your way. Now you can let your imagination fly. Look at that. With ease. See that? I don't need to be careful of anything. Everything already been done. I just drop the gold comb right on it. That's simple. I'm switching order. Now I am going to start embossing the design. So what I would do next, because this already matte, I just need to take clear texture gel and emboss, make this emboss. But you see this chrome I just rubbed on, I have to protect this chrome. And how am I protect this chrome? I recommend this for most beginner, is that I apply matte all over the nail, even the chrome, so everything will turn matte. Then I take top coat, which is my shiny top coat, and I will trace over the matte chrome to make it shiny. So this is a question that I got asked by some people. Tino, instead of putting it all matte, even on the chrome, and then put shine on top of the chrome after you matte it, why don't you just take and shine like this and just apply on the chrome already? Why don't you do that? Well, that's brilliant, right? Instead of putting it all matte first and then trace the chrome back with shine, I can just take shine, right? And I can just apply on the chrome line like this, right? There. And then I cure that. And then I just top coat everything just on the chrome line only. And then I'm done, right? Oh no. Let me stop you right there. I do this. Okay. I put top coat on just the chrome line. Yes, I do that. But I chose not to teach you that because some of you, especially beginner, some of you might not be ready. So allow me to take chrome and blow it up really big because it's small. You're not going to see anything. So I'm going to enlarge it. This is a chrome line, but way bigger. Okay. So I'm going to show you what happened when you choose to do that, to put top coat on the individual chrome line without matte and everything. So this is a chrome line. I'm just finished chroming this. Okay. Background is matte. So if I take a top coat, okay, and I trace on the chrome line. So I'm tracing right now on the chrome line right here. Okay. and then a clear. So if I do that, what happened is the chrome that lay on top of the black, that is raw powders. Of course, you cannot just leave it like that. It chips right away. So you top coat it, but you see, if you top coat it like this, where the top coat directly lay on top of the chrome, well, guess what? When your client go home, it will chip right away. It chip right away because all it is loose chrome powder and top coat just laying on top. So if you choose to do it that way, this is for people who do chrome a very long time, for many years. They have enough experience on it that when they apply top coat, they not just apply directly on the chrome line. You will cover this line entirely with top coat, but you see, you have to, let me go ahead and zoom in so I can show you. You have to overlap this a little bit like this. So what happened is the top coat now, let me overlap it more because I want to, for you to be able to see this. So now, this one right here, the top coat will stick on to the mat because gel will stick with gels. So it will stick onto the mat and it will protect your chrome line. It's like putting a big saran wrap over the design. So now it can protect it. So when people tracing the chrome line with top coat, this is where they go wrong, is that they just apply top coat right on the goal and they don't overlap it. So they chrome with chips. So by doing it this way, it will secure your chrome. But you see, if you're not careful, it's not going to be attractive. You have to be very careful that the overlap part are very small, very thin. But if you're sloppy, then now you're going to have some shiny lumps right here on the matte background. It's not going to be attractive. Okay. So my way of doing this is to use matte. And this is for beginners. You don't have to do it like this. You can choose a harder way. But back in the day, when I experienced this problem, I developed a way to help me. And my way is to put matte on first. So now it's cover everything. And then I'm going to cure this. And of course, you have to have high quality chrome like mine. If not, when you put matte on, it's just going to make your chrome glittery. And it's going to be unattractive. But my chrome, I have very small particle. So even if I put matte on, it's going to be nice and shiny. See, now everything is matte. Everything is cover. Nothing going to chip. Now you can apply top coat on. And this is shining it. Making it shiny. So you don't have to be careful. You don't have to like apply a bunch of top coat and make sure that it's stay right on the edge. Especially for small detail. That's going to make you spend a lot of time. And you don't have time to waste like that. So now, basically, you just shine the chrome back. So you don't have to fill all the way to the edge. You can be a little sloppy and just fill right here. And you have some matte chrome left on the side. But who cares? Since when it's this small, nobody's going to see it. So this is a very fast way of securing your chrome. It's matte on first. And then all you have to do is shine the chrome. Not protecting the chrome. Just shine it. So, I already showed you a very tedious way of putting top coat on raw chrome powder. But you see, this is for professional and for people with good eyesight. And let me zoom in so you can really see it. See this little part right here where I overlap in the top coat. Can you see that? It's a little wet on the edges. And that's how you protect your chrome the hard way. Let me zoom back out. But for beginners, let's do the easier way. a way that everybody can achieve. Take out your matted. Beginner love this. They love this because the chrome is stop chipping. Before the chrome chipping, and they have no idea why. But with this step right here, beginner love to do that. They just slap and mat on just like this. Just slap it right onto the nails. And since it's textured right, you gotta take off some extra top coat so the top coat doesn't flood your design. Okay, just like that. So you still have the embossed detail. See, I'm taking back top coat. Okay, mat on, easy breezy, here. And then now take shine out. And you know, when people first hear about it, they stress. They stress because they say, oh, I have to trace the top coat back onto the matte chrome. But you see, that's easy. That's not hard because guess what? The chrome is already matte. See, it's already matte right here. So when you touch it and it becomes shiny, you immediately see. You're not drawing blind. Where before you matte this, the chrome is shiny. The chrome is shiny, so when you use top coat to trace on a shiny chrome line, it's very hard to see which part you already top coat and which part you haven't top coat. It's hard to see, but this is easy. See, it's already matte. So when you put top coat onto the matte line, you can see that whichever area is already shine, great. And which area is still matte, if you don't want to shine it, that's fine because it's already been protected. So this is not me protecting my chrome. This is me just shining my chrome back. One of the way that people love the most. Cure this and you're done. So that is another secret for you. We have many secrets today. So take this away. And of course, say goodbye to this finger. It's a failure. Say goodbye to it. And we're gonna take this finger out. See, it's a success right here. There you go. That is how you work with chrome. See, easy. All you need to do is follow the step. And that is a trick for you, just to make it easy for you. Because if not, if you're doing what I did earlier by just putting top coat on a raw chrome, if you're not careful, it's gonna chip on your client and you're not gonna know why. But now you know the do's and don'ts about it. So I hope this lesson will enrich you as a nail artist. And even when you're not doing this design, I hope you still remember the technique so you can be a successful nail artist and making art that lasts forever on your client. And don't forget to subscribe us on YouTube at 𝐻𝐢𝐻𝐞 𝐆𝐞. And everything that I use today is available on www.𝐻𝐢𝐻𝐿.shop. And until next time, bye-bye.